So, we want to learn to draw tables. Well, in Microsoft Office 2010, the table drawing tool is much like the one in 2007. We use the Insert tab, and from the Insert, we can select the table icon. Now, everything that's drawn, or everything that's put in a Word document that's not text, I think of as an object. And we're going to create an object that needs to be anchored in relationship to text. We're going to make something that looks like a calendar, so I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But notice I only did one row. That's because whatever formatting I do for this row, I want to be inherited in the next row. And it turns out that when you create subsequent rows after this, you can get it to inherit the same format. So from here, I'll add the text. We're going to resume our work by making the month of December 2012. And to do that, Saturday is the 1st. So press 1 here, and I'll again press Tab, and 2. And if I need to go to the next one, I just simply press Tab again. Tab. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the last day of the month is the 31st. Okay, well, that is a calendar, but it just doesn't look right. It seems like we need to label this. How do we know it's December? I think I need to insert another row. How do we insert rows? Well, I've moved my insertion point to this top row. Really, it can be anywhere in this row as long as my insertion point is there. And I'll use the insertion point tools, or the insertion tools. And if I just want to insert above, I'll click on this one, and I have a blank row at the top. And I'll make it bigger, big enough to put the word December in. But I have all of these cells, and I really only want to have one cell across the middle with the word December. It's got to be a tool that will let me merge these cells. Well, here's one here on our toolbar, Merge Cells. I'll click it, and now it's all one cell. So I can type December. Okay, with that done, December looks a little boring. Just make it look a little bit more festive, maybe a little bigger. Make it red. There, that looks like December. Okay, and so we have our days there, but I've noticed that our calendar, our squares are kind of small. Seems like I want to make those rows bigger. In fact, I'm pretty sure I want my calendar to be about that big, but all even. So I could start trying to even them out and hopefully get this right. But you know, there's an easier way. If I don't want to guess at how big it's supposed to be, I can make it the size I want. I can select all of these cells, and notice I'm clicking in the beginning cell, just dragging my mouse across and up to this corner cell. I'm not including the days because I don't want those to change, but now I can go back to my layout. So now that I've selected all, I can make all of the rows equal, and that's this tool up here. If I want to make the columns equal, I can use the same tools, but I need to include Sunday, or the top row. And to do that, I'll select from the top row, holding my mouse down to the bottom row, including all the columns, and I'll go back to make all the columns equal. So now they're all equal. Wednesday looks a little bit narrow. Maybe I have two choices. I can expand my table, or I can make the font for Wednesday just a little narrower. I'm going to try expanding my table just to see if that helps. I've noticed though that all these numbers sitting in the center of the top just doesn't seem right, so I'm going to adjust that. If I select that same range of cells, I can change the alignment of where my numbers are to put them in the middle, horizontally and vertically, or the bottom right corner, or the upper left corner. And if you think about it, isn't that where most of the numbers are for a calendar? Now it's starting to look like a calendar. Let's do one more thing. We're going to change, because Christmas is on Tuesday, let's change the background color of that cell. And to do that, I need to go back to Design, and under Design, I'll click Shading. And in Shading, I'll make it another festive color. How about a light green? And I'll make the text, red again. How do we do that before? Well, we can go back to Home, and from Home we can click on Red for red text. So that's done. Super. But our calendar still looks a little plain. I'd like to see a nice solid border around the outside edge, but I don't want to turn all the lines solid. I think I want to change my borders by, well, first, starting from the inside out, let's change the borders around all the days of the week. Let's make those, a solid border. By the way, we use these border drawing tools. We're going to set the style of border, then the thickness or weight of the border. I think I want it to be heavier, like about that size. And the color, probably medium purple. That should be good. And now where to place those borders? Well, I want all of these lines to be that color, so I'm going to change this to all borders, and so it's going to draw borders in all the places that I've selected, and it is. But I also think I want to have a heavier border around the outside of my whole calendar. So I'm going to select the entire calendar by clicking on this control in the corner, upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go back and change my border style to be something a little more decorative. A solid line and a soft line. That sounds like a good one. We'll do that. And the same color and 3-point. That sounds right. Only this time I don't want it to happen to all borders. I only want it to be on the outside borders. Notice though I can make these lines show up just inside, just outside, all of them, or vertical lines, diagonal lines. I can choose any number of places to put my borders. But in this case, outside borders. Now let's take a look at my calendar. Oh, looks pretty good. I've got one more thing I can do while I'm here, and I think I will add a picture to one of my cells. Down here, we know that after the 31st of December is the 1st of January, so I'm going to type a 1, and let's see if I can add a background picture. So to do this, I think I'll click outside of my calendar just for the moment, and I've already searched for, well, a picture I can use. So I'll click on this one time. There's my picture. Oh, that's big. I think I'll make it smaller. In fact, I want to make it small enough to actually fit in my calendar. So we'll shrink it right down to about there. Now I should be able to drag it and drop it. I'm going to change the text wrapping and to remember this for the text or for the test, but this will make it easier for this exercise. And now I have an image inside my cell, and it fits and it stays. And this is how we make a calendar in tables.